Okay, people, a whole lot of stuff going down in the world right now. We got a massive delay for something that you guys have been dying for, an anime that y'all been waiting for so freaking long. It just got delayed, and I'm like, no! Massive changes in Shonen Jump to the point that you're gonna be like, yo, did they just fire somebody over what we've been thinking lately? We're gonna talk about that. Toei Animation leaking massive stuff regarding Dragon Ball that people are like, really, dog? Like, the movie doesn't even come out in the West until August. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, yeah. Creator of Hunter x Hunter is back, and he's talking some kind of wild and like, oh my god, why are you talking this way type of stuff. Updates for the Bleach anime. Then on the music side of things, we got a lot of new releases going on. Some very controversial stuff going on right now with one of the band members of the band Green Day. And I don't want to waste any more of your time. I want to get into the story. So let's talk a little bit of that. The only news source that provides anything and everything anime manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, first order of business, y'all know, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified. We be dropping bombshells over here on this channel, and you're gonna want to be tuned in, so definitely hit them so that way you get notified and we all keep on making it go full circle. Okay, so people are probably going to be upset by this one, but if I didn't inform you, then you'd probably be there like, oh man, hey, I can't wait for this to come out. Hey, when is it coming? It's not coming. What happened? Because a certain anime with a little bit of a spiral, so to speak, has been said to be coming out for like 3 years now. I want to say it was announced like 2019 or something, and then due to the pandemic and all sorts of stuff, it's just been delayed, and it's like, yo, when is it coming? What's happening? Toonami, Adult Swim, what's going on? Because the legendary horror manga by the author known as Junji Ito, Uzumaki, has supposed to have had an anime coming for years now. They announced it again, I want to say 2019, like, yo, let's go. It had a tiny little teaser of a black and white trailer, and I was like, this is going to be probably the greatest horror anime of all time. Junji Ito is a legend. This looks great, and understandably so, between the fact that Adult Swim / Toonami is a smaller budgeted type of run, and also the fact that, hey, we were hit with a global pandemic where everybody was stuck in the house and everything was going crazy. They had delays upon delays, but yet again, another delay. And this time I'm kind of like, I get it, and it's always a better thing to go for quality over rushing stuff, but considering all the delays, that is definitely going to impact some people feeling like, I don't care anymore. Like, that's where some people are going to be. Me personally, I'm just going to throw it to the back burner of my mind at this point, and when it arrives, it arrives. I'm not going to keep on being like, it's coming, but here's what was said this time around, because it's getting ridiculous. Thanks to everyone for their interest and positive comments about our Uzumaki anime adaptation. Unfortunately, the premiere date of the series must again be delayed. In order to replicate the quality of the intricate designs and detailed line work of Mr. Ito's classic manga, director Nagahama and the production team have asked for additional time to recreate Ito's masterpiece properly. As much as we'd like to deliver this show to the public as soon as possible, we don't want to compromise its quality by delivering a mediocre final product. We remain fully committed to pursuing the completion of this work at the highest caliber. We'll be back with a firm premiere date once we are confident this adaptation is good as we know it can be. Thank you for your continuing patience and support. Uzumaki Anime Production Team, June 24, 2022. And oh my god, come on! I ain't gonna lie, that is a pet peeve of mine. I get it, and at the end of the day, I'm still gonna support the fact of, yo, get it right. Get it right before you bring it. Like, whether it be a musical composition, a manga, an anime, whatever it may be, is always better. If you have to delay it, because if you're gonna bring a better product than the end result, then by all means. It's just really freaking annoying, especially right now. We're in the era of, you know, everybody wants it now. Instant gratification. You can have Amazon will drop a package in your lap and give you a massage and maybe even a reach around for the right price. So to hear another delay for Uzumaki is kind of like, oh my god! Because legitimately right now, it has the potential to be the greatest horror anime of all time. Like right now, personally, I would say the greatest horror anime still to this point, I always revert back to is Higurashi When They Cry. That was literally just horrifying to see, oh, these cute characters, these kids. Why is she stabbing her head into a spike? What the hell? And I think Uzumaki can top that because Uzumaki will question even your damn fingertips. You will look at your fingertips and be like, why are there spirals? Why are there spirals? Everything. What goes around comes around. That's what people people say. Yeah, people, Uzumaki anime, and I'm not referring to our boy Naruto, has been delayed again. When will it come? Who knows? I'm gonna at this point throw my hat in the ring to say 2023. It would have been perfect for it to drop for this fall season. I believe it was said to be dropping this fall season, which made fall 10 times better, but -1 on fall, which I'm not really all that upset about it. If you've been following this show, which you should, basically there's so much anime coming. We got Spy Family, Core 2, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, a lot of stuff coming this fall, so I ain't mad about losing Uzumaki. Get it right, come back, but by golly, I want it already. Adult Swim, Jason DeMarco, my guy, come on. I think he's still possibly somewhat with his hands in this. I don't know. I know he's on to greater and grander things, but my guy, we want it. One Piece fans, you're going to go crazy for this one. One Piece fans, you've probably never seen all the One Piece films. Just keeping it real. I've never seen all the One Piece films. I've seen a few of them. I've seen, of course, I want to say it was the redo of Alabasta, the Robin arc that was redone into a film. That was like the first one that they actually brought to the States on Blu-ray. Cop that immediately. So we had that one. Then, of course, Strong World. I imported the Blu-ray. I spent mad money. Like, Strong World really just changed everything for One Piece in my opinion. That was the start, and then of course Marineford. But then you got Strong World, Film Z, hands down the best One Piece film. Then there was Film Gold. Then there was Stampede after Film Gold, if I'm not mistaken. And then right now we're headed towards the latest one, Film Red, which I'm excited about that one too. But now you're gonna have more in store, and it really looks like they're amping up all over the place for different drops of One Piece. But according to this, it says all 14 theatrical films of One Piece will be available for free on Amazon Prime Video starting July 22nd. So if you've been apprehensive about it, if you've been like, yo, have no fear, which it's very interesting. This is again going into the whole streaming war situation because Netflix has been really diving their hands deep into this whole One Piece thing. They released Strong World on there. I believe they had Film Z on there. They're doing the One Piece live action show. Like, Netflix is heavily invested in One Piece. So for Prime to get this, I'd imagine it's because a lot of the older films never really got released in places because one, they didn't get dubbed. Two, they were kind of like older, and One Piece really over here because of the whole 4Kids catastrophe. We're not even going to dive into that. Never really got a stronghold over here, so they probably didn't see the need and see the lucrative nature of it to bring them over here. But it seems that things are changing, and of course with Film Red on the horizon, everybody's gonna go nuts, which I can't freaking wait for it. I want to say what we get. It comes out in Japan in August, Film Red, and then I think we get it over here. They said fall, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, 14 of them will be out, and also I'll have the details somewhere here on the screen. Apparently One Piece Film Gold will have a re-release in theaters for like 2 days special here in the West. Again, there'll be details here on the screen so you can check it out, which that's kind of dope. That's not my favorite of the One Piece films. I prefer Stampede, and Film Z just blows everything else out the water. It's like Film Z, Strong World, the Chopper one. I saw a little bit of that. I never watched it in its entirety, but it's, you know, a condensed version of the Chopper arc. That was fire. But probably it would be Film Z best one, Strong World second best, and maybe Stampede third. I really love the idea of one of Roger's people, Bullet, being like the antagonist, so that was kind of dope. But yeah, One Piece fans, y'all's wheeze, shall I say, eat here July 22nd. Let's go. Next up, Bleach fans, you're gonna be going crazy right now. In case you missed it, I talked about it over on the official ForneverWorld channel. Highly encourage you, go over there and subscribe and hit the bell, because that is the future of ForneverWorld. At some given point, breaking news, if you're watching this segment, ForneverWorld is going to live over there. For now, this is where it's at. This is what we're rocking, but at some given point, that is the destination. So I highly encourage you to get on board now before this ship takes off for ForneverWorld, and you can be able to brag and say, yo dog, I rock with ForneverWorld back before it really took off, before we was in the 20-30 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But in case you missed it, for starters, there was a big reveal of a key visual for the upcoming Bleach 1000 Year Blood War anime, which we now have a full high quality version of it here with the captains and the Vonden Rake, the Sternritters, all of that good stuff, which is very exciting. But then also we had a big announcement that there was leaks of Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War anime episodes 1 and 2 will be pre-screened September 11th. That could mean a couple of different things. It could just mean that the people that get to pre-screen and watch there are going to be able to watch, maybe take some pictures and show it online. It could also mean that it'll get leaked, similar to, and I again spoke about all of this on ForneverWorld, go check it out, how One Punch Man's anime years ago, back in like 2015, the episode was screened, pre-screened, and then it was available everywhere on the internet like a month or two before it actually came out. Could be the same case here. Could be all also that they're trying to survey the audiences to see, well, okay, we're gonna leak this shit, see what people think about it, and then we'll know where to go from here. If it's not to the quality, maybe we gotta up it, maybe we can ride it out. I'm imagining that's also to testing. It's similar to when they, you know, have a movie that they're trying to put out in theaters and they pre-screen it for audiences. This is a data gathering method, in my opinion, to see, do people care? Will they care? How do they like what we're doing? The, you know, texture of the backgrounds, all sorts of stuff is, I'm imagining why they're doing this pre-screening. But still, it is massive that potentially in September we could have the Bleach anime's first 2 episodes, episodes 1 and 2, and yo, let's freaking go, man. I'm not gonna keep on being redundant with it. Full season of anime, but Bleach, baby. Look at the high quality of the Stern Ritter right here again. Chris, put it up there so they can see this beautiful image of Yuha Watch, or Yavaka, however the hell you say his name, the leader of the Quincy leader. There we go. I want to really ask you guys a serious question when it comes to this, though. Do you think that off-rip the Bleach anime is just going to take off and dominate? Also, what is your expectations for episode count? The Thousand Blood War is like about 200 chapters. Realistically, because a lot of those chapters are battle stuff where, like, you know, you could put 5 minutes of an episode, I'd say we need 50 episodes or better. Just flat out. If they do like a 24 25 episode one, it's going to be ridiculously rushed. I think we could do 24, take a core break or something like that, come back and do 24 more, at least 48. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 48 to 50 episodes could possibly get it all done. I'd feel more comfortable with 75, maybe even 100. Doubt we'll get the 100, but I'm gonna say 50 to 75. But what do you think? How many episodes? It feels like we're right here. We're at the cusp of Bleach's return, and I want to know you guys' opinion on that, considering they're pre-screening to get some data. I just want to know what you guys think and how you feeling right now, because Bleach back, baby. I'm not even gonna lie, I gotta ask Toei Animation, what are you guys doing? Okay, because wow, I think they've understood something major, and that's that the perception for Dragon Ball Superheroes movie hasn't been the greatest. I think they're in tune in that regard of like, oh snap, people aren't excited about our 3D CG movie. Like, granted, they probably knew off rip that it was going to be a challenge, but again, considering we've already reported that the sales for the first week is like the lowest in all of the films since its return, the franchise with Battle of Gods, yada yada, it hasn't been performing to what you would ideally expect from a Dragon Ball film, right? Like, Broly was just insane everywhere. It went $100-something million, all sorts of insanity and whatnot. But with this one, Dragon Ball Superhero, the latest one, it's not doing that. You could argue 3D CG, the family-friendly stuff, whatever it may be, it definitely has been affected in one way or another by people just not really being all that invested. So I feel like the moves that they've been making lately is, yo, dog, we gotta salvage it. Like, it's not doing what we wanted, because for starters, what we talked about in the last episode, they had put out like 5 minutes of the film. I want to say the first 2 minutes was like in 2D animation and whatnot. So they put out like the first 5 minutes of the film to get people excited, interested, all of that good stuff. And probably even that wasn't enough, or this is just aggressive marketing, like they're keeping on our head tops of, you're gonna like this 3D CG, you're gonna like it, you're gonna want it. Because one of the things that changed my mind about it, you already know, is that Piccolo and Gohan stuff. And then on top of that, a big reveal, which we're gonna talk about, that they were spoiling too, because Toei Animation is just like saying, fuck it, we're just spoiling the big plot points of what Dragon Ball Superhero is, and enjoy. Which, granted, I already looked at clips and stuff, so I kind of know what's gonna happen. But for the people that dead ass like would have never known or whatnot, they only follow official stuff. This stuff was released on the official Toei Animation site. It straight up is like, yo, here's the new forms, here's the big villain, and then the names on top of that are ridiculous. So let's take a look at Toei Animation leaking massive, huge things for Dragon Ball Superhero. For starters, we got Gohan. They straight up show you his entire design, which, yeah, give or take, some people don't like it. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a big fan of it. People are saying, hey, it looks straight up like Super Saiyan 5. Yes, and Dragon Ball's return has been encompassed of shit tons of fan service. Fans wanted Super Saiyan 5 for 20, 30 years. Here's Super Saiyan 5 in the form of the character that you wanted to see be beastly for a long time, Gohan. And I rock with it. He looks straight up like back in his Perfect Cell fight days, but obviously he's older now, and it puts him in a different realm. It puts him in a respectable realm of like, yo, dog, he's doing his thing. And then according to this, it says, I believe this is from Toriyama himself, the name of it is Beast Gohan. So essentially, and funny enough, that name, while is like, it's probably the best name of the trio of names of the characters that they release. Like, Beast Gohan is like, yo, Gohan is beastly or whatever. I'm like, it's a little bit, but alright, yo, he's a beast, whatever. And then it says, Gohan has had quite a few transformations in the past, but this time he needed to awaken to a new one. Gohan has achieved his own unique evolution based off the sort of awakening he had as a boy. I've even named this transformation Beast Gohan in the sense that the wild beast within him has awakened. I like that. I like that. I'm not gonna lie, Toriyama. I like that. People can say whatever they want. I rock with that. The meaning behind it of awakening the beast within you. That's kind of interesting. For the design, I tried drawing him with a scary face and pale skin, but somehow this didn't feel like Gohan. So in an effort to improve it, I only added upturned hair. This went over surprisingly well. Everyone said it looked so cool, which actually made me feel humbly grateful. Or you just saw Super Saiyan 5 and said, yo, dog, I like it. I like it. Put that shit in my series. And where's my check? I'm leaving. Frankly, I'm not sure what sort of design I should use if I ever transform him even further. Laughs. Yo, I swear to God, Toriyama is the goat of just being like a ridiculously funny idiot savant, so to speak. Like, man's basically said, yo, he's a beast, and I don't know what I'd do any further. I know what you'd do further. You'd probably turn it into Super Saiyan 3 length, right? Like, it's already long as shit. You'll make him look this time around Super Saiyan 3-esque, also with the red eyes. Very, very interesting. Again, that one's okay, but Piccolo. Piccolo. What? Because here we have Piccolo's new design, which it's interesting that his facial expression and whatnot, he kind of looks, aside from the orange skin, like the Namekians from, what was it, Universe 6, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he kind of looks like the Namekians from Universe 6 in the face, and I don't know if it's just like, hey, we want it, because it doesn't really look like Piccolo in the face, if that makes sense. Like, it's Piccolo's body, clothing, all of that jazz, but just facially, he looks more like a Namekian from, again, Universe 6, and apparently his name is, where's the drum roll of ridiculousness? Orange Piccolo. What? Dog, I know that there's definitely some meaning behind it, but fam, you couldn't have said Piccolo, you know, mentor status, or Piccolo God Piccolo, like orange. And that's supposedly Piccolo is, you know, Toriyama's favorite character. He always loved Piccolo and all that jazz, but Piccolo orange Piccolo, like, I don't know, maybe it might be dope, maybe it might, but as it stands right now, it just felt like Toriyama was like, check please, where's my money? Here, I drew the motherfucker orange for you guys, now give me. And granted, the design, like, I'm not mad at it. It's a buff, like, yo, I really rock with, like, yo, we cock Diesel up in the biatch, like, dope stuff there, but Orange Piccolo, not God, Kami no Piccolo, nothing. And then last but not least, which, granted, the name ain't too bad. I'll kind of rock with this one as well. I take it back. This is probably the best name of the three. Cell Max. Cell was fearsomely powerful foe created by Dr. Gero through the manipulation of cells. This time around, Gero's grandson, Hato, used his genius to create Cell Max. So basically spoiling the entire thing. A bigger, stronger version based on the original Cell's blueprints. However, Hato only created Cell Max because it was what Magenta wanted. So he isn't very fond of Cell Max himself. If Cell Max had been completed according to plan, he would have been a superhuman who even Broly couldn't defeat. But since he was forcibly activated, he became an uncontrollable monster. So we got Bio Broly via Cell. Okay. He's a garishly colored giant who just rampages around screaming. So I feel kind of bad for the voice actor. And he's such a veteran voice actor too. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, that doesn't sound great for Cell. Considering, like, Cell was so awesome because I'm perfect. And this one is just like, he's, if anything, beast Cell beast. Like, that's a beast right there. Like, Gohan is on some godlike shit. He awakened his true form of, you know, his true inner strength. He's up now. Cell, like, he's just, I don't know, they're making him like, that doesn't sound great. And honestly, the fact that they're putting all these spoilers out there just shows that they're really trying to get people to care. Like, they're like, yo, look, here's all the information. Toriyama himself said it, which, that is so crazy that is a legit selling point for fans. Like, if you put Toriyama said this, Toriyama did this, this is according to Toriyama, fans really buy into this shit. It's bananas, but I've seen it so many times that this is a marketing campaign ploy, especially in the West, of, oh, the original Japanese creator, oh yeah, which they've adopted that in several different forms throughout the years. Shonen Jump films, for example, like every one of them that are big and successful, they're like, yo, Sorachi was involved, yo, Kishimoto was involved, yo, Kubo did this, Oda's involved, so it works, and they continue on. And poor Toriyama, the day they leave that man alone, like, can y'all just give him his checks and he don't gotta do shit? Like, yo, just here you go, we don't even need you to draw anything, fam, just here's your checks. Because I guarantee Toriyama does not give a shit when he's calling dudes like, yo, that's Greg Orange. Like, I don't know, let me know what you guys think about these names and all of the riffraff that's going on with this right now. Like, they spoiled everything, and do you care? I mean, don't get me wrong, either way, I'm going to watch this film, as I've said several times, but I don't know, the creativity is a little bit lacking, my lord. Especially, like, do we really want that version of Cell? I think most people wanted, I'm perfect, I'm gonna, like... And also the ideology of, yo, perfect is actually a bad thing because you can never achieve perfect. That was a whole really dope concept. So, and a little bonus as well says here, Dragon Ball Super Superhero will have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con Friday, July 22nd in Hall H. First 20 minutes of the movie will be exclusively shown there. Guests will be Toshio Furukawa, Chris Sabat, Akio Ryoki, and Norihiro Hayashida. Hey, you get to watch 20 minutes of it before its August release date. Not bad, not bad. Hunter x Hunter fans, you're gonna be amazed and just wowed over what I'm about to tell you guys. Because while there's a part of this that is just, you know, normal news for Hunter x Hunter, Yoshihiro Togashi, cool beans, then all of a sudden Togashi goes off the rails and starts talking about how hard it is to wipe his own... Because for starters, it says here, Yoshihiro Togashi will be holding a special exhibition titled Puzzle to commemorate his 35th anniversary as a mangaka. Salute to the GOAT! Yo, he's been doing manga longer than I've been alive. Longer than most of us have been alive. That or as long. Like, just wow. Different pieces that make up Togashi's work will be exhibited from October 28th, 2022 to January 9th, 2023. An official Twitter account will be opened and an official website will be up soon for all of the information. They even released this piece of art of like all of the characters from, you know, Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, and even, oh, his, his comedy gag series that he did as well. You got Botan, you got Gon, you got Tagore, you just got everybody, Yusuke Kurama, Kurapika Kuwabara. That is a freaking awesome thing. So, normal news, right? Like, yo, celebrate Togashi. Togashi is the GOAT. Hunter x Hunter back, baby. On top of the fact that every other day, he releases a new page with some scribbles on it. It got us all going crazy. Like, yo, what world do we live in that legit? We could have, like, the most banging tweet about, like, yo, live right, eat right, do things in life right, and it'll be crickets. But let this comic book author draw a scribble on the side of a paper that says a number and 10 million likes, 4 million followers. What world do we live in, dog? And that's not by any means to discredit Togashi. That's the structure that we living in. Like, Togashi's just doing him. Doing him so much so that he is just out of this world. I swear to God, like, I understand why they do this. Like, I always look at it from a deeper thing because Weekly Shonen Jump, they're very careful with what they allow to be said in their magazine or by their authors for that matter. Like, if you stray too far from what they're trying to do, you will get hammered in. Nail that sticks out gets hammered in. That's the laws of Japan, so to speak, the unwritten rules, right? And I think because Hunter x Hunter, right, just bear with me for a second while I explain why Togashi just talks about the most random shit about back pain and wiping his... How many people that read Hunter x Hunter at this particular point are even young anymore? There's a new generation that's incoming right now. Do they really follow Yoshihiro Togashi's Twitter? Maybe. Some of them do. But for the most part, a big majority, especially in Japan, of Hunter x Hunter fans are older people, are pretty much people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, etc., that probably been around the block, especially people that have been following Hunter x Hunter since like late 90s, early 2000s when it first started and shit like that. They're already family men. They're already probably a little bit set in age. If they've been following Togashi even before that, with Yu Yu Hakusho or whatever, they're probably a little bit older. So it makes more sense and it's relatable more if Togashi talks about shit that is going on in his life right now, his health and stuff like that, because somebody that has been riding with Hunter x Hunter this long is going to relate more to that than, hey man, I got a skateboard, or just, you know, something that probably as a, you know, older person, again, I'm saying older as if like 20, 30, 40 years old, but you get what I'm saying. You're not like a kid anymore. You're not a shonen, so to speak. And that's why I think they allow and probably even encourage Togashi, yeah, talk about how much your back hurts, because here's what, oh, I can't even get into this one right now. I can't even talk. Yoshihiro Togashi says in his new letter that after being unable to sit in a chair for about 2 years, he has given up in his old ways and has managed to resume writing Hunter x Hunter. He also advises everyone to take care of your backs. He comments on how he was unable to wipe his ass until about 2 weeks ago, so every time he took a poop, he had to take a shower. He also advises everyone that if you drop something in the floor of the exhibition, you should be careful on your posture when picking it up. Now, granted, by all means, I believe this. This is legit. This is Togashi, what he's going through in life right now. He probably does have back pains. He can't sit in a chair for the last 2 years, though. We saw you posing out with a rock band, okay? Like, stop the malarkey. But probably he suffers from back pain and probably just doesn't want to do manga. Like, that's not that hard to believe that a man in his, Togashi's in his 50s or 60s, he probably doesn't want to sit down drawing all day. He just doesn't. And he can't because of, public image and public perception come out and say, dog, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit no more. Fans won't rock with it and it'll just be a very horrible thing. And granted, if you feel that way, by all means, I agree with what fans would say. If you don't care about none of this, then end the series. I get that aspect too. Maybe Jump is like, you ain't ending this gravy train. Every few years you sell a few million volumes of this shit. Like, no. But it's also very relatable again to, like I said, people in their 30s, 40s where, your back is starting to hurt a little more. It's getting a little more difficult. And yeah, Togashi, speak your truth so that way you can relate to the people that have been hardcore dedicated readers, the cult following that he's amassed over these years. Relate to them. That's relatable. As I sit here right now, I have a pillow behind me and my back is killing me, okay? I get it, Togashi. And I ain't gonna lie, I just find it absolutely hilarious. And that's why, further publications, I want to get more into, like, when seinen manga really start getting a bit more, which I feel like that's also going to be the future of seinen manga. Like, Jump is what it is right now. I feel like the mainstream is going to eventually be succumb to seinen blowing up. That's just my opinion. And I want to hear more mature and older authors speak their real. If it is that you're having troubles with your back, if it is that you can't wipe your ass and you basically take a shit and jump in the shower, which, what am I talking about here? I prefer to read that than you glossing over, yo, dog, you just bought some new red shoes or some shit like that. Like, I don't care. We also got this word from Togashi. It says here, we are pleased to announce the opening of Yoshihiro Togashi's puzzle. We would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to all of you who have read the volumes and have given us your warm love and support. Stiff, isn't it? I'm sure you must be thinking, no, just continue the story. I've been unable to sit in a chair to draw for about 2 years. Okay, so this is a little different translation of what we already know. But I have managed to resume drawing by giving up the traditional way of doing things. Everyone, please take care of your hips. Until 2 weeks ago, before I wrote this, I was unable to wipe my ass and had to take a shower. Oh god, yeah, so this is basically a better translation. Every movement takes 3 to 5 times longer than a learned person. The back is important, therefore I strongly recommend that when you drop something at the exhibition, because yeah, he can only draw laying down right now apparently, which poor Togashi, man. Poor Togashi. And I also love how the image that he has while he's saying all this is like of a dog laying down drawing. Like, long live Yoshihiro Togashi. I don't care what anyone thinks about him at this point, including sometimes my own little snarky remarks or criticisms. At the end of the day, this man, living legend. He talks about wiping his ass in Weekly Shonen Jump. How many times have I even mentioned that in this video? Why do I find that so funny? Let's move on, lads. They like to front on us over here on ForneverWorld and say that we don't have no impact over here. They like to pretend like, yo, nothing for now. But in case you don't see, half the time when I'm reporting stuff, it's something that we either criticize, we dove into a few months beforehand, and then voila, change comes. Of course, they're never going to give the credit because they're going to say, that's some guy in the West nobody talks about, nobody knows. Fair enough, whatever. If you got a front, you front, but real ones know what time it is and the change that we make. A lot of us have been for a bit now over here saying, yo, what is happening with My Hero Academia? This editor, this dude, he gotta stop. Like, he botched Samurai 8 with fast pacing. He botched the Hunter's Guild Red Hood, so much so that the author, Yuki Kawaguchi, basically was throwing subliminal shots within the manga at the editor. My Hero Academia, arguably the worst paced arcs of the manga, has been since this dude has taken over. And recently, we just reported that My Hero Academia got a new editor. So they finally removed this dude, but it looks like they understand that dude doesn't know what he's doing, or dude just doesn't fit in with the current times, or dude is just not the greatest editor for what people want to read. Because apparently the previous editor to My Hero Academia, not only did they remove him from My Hero, kind of sounds like they fired his ass, and he's only editing right now, I think, Earthchild, and that's about it. And probably when that shit gets axed, he might be completely out the door. According to Hideo Shinkai and editor's comments, editor Taguchi has left the current editorial department after a transfer. Taguchi previously launched Hellwarden Higuma, Samurai 8, Red Hood, and Earthchild, and also worked with A Gravity Boys and My Hero Academia. And just keeping it a buck, every single thing that this dude has edited on has failed. Samurai 8, that had so much potential, failed. Hunter's Guild Red Hood, so much potential, failed. My Hero Academia, dog, it was like at its peak. You bring this dude in right around the time when Meteor shows back up in the series. Boom, dunzo. Everybody complained from that point on, actually, that the manga just went way too far left. And then A Gravity Boys, I think that got canceled early on as well. Like, yeah, it looks like they got dude the fuck up out of here, and I'm not mad at it at all. I hope he lands on his feet somewhere else, don't get me wrong. Maybe this just isn't the magazine for him. Maybe, I don't know, Weekly Shonen Magazine would be a better fit or something. But yeah, get him out of here. Look what he's done, the carnage he left behind. Thankfully, My Hero's about to get back on pace, hopefully. And, yo, maybe Kishimoto returns with another manga, and likewise with Yuki Kawaguchi, because this man has done some damage. He's done some goddamn damage. And we also got updates that apparently Katsuyama's editor group has now been rearranged and consists of Katsuyama's doing Jujutsu Kaisen and Doran Dororan, which more than likely means Doran Dororan is going to stick around despite sales not being great. Very, very dope to hear. Iwasaki, One Piece, Hashimoto, Undead Unluck. Undead Unluck is almost over anyway. They said it's going into its final fight. And Araki, Mission Yozakura Family. Okay, they're making a lot of changes in the editorial department, and it's funny enough because we've been talking only for like the last year and some change of, yo, dog, that editor gotta go, there needs to be changes, and voila, dog. Like, again, probably the Japanese readers were complaining about it as well. I'm not saying we're the only ones responsible. I'm saying we have a voice over here too, and never forget it. Don't think just because you don't see them tapping you on the shoulder and saying, good job, that they're not watching. They're watching. Big brother is watching. And next, let's go on to the Weekly Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Magazine author comments. Weekly Shonen Magazine, courtesy of Jose_Ke. And let's start off actually with Weekly Shonen Magazine. For starters, we got Nakaba Suzuki, author of Four Nights of the Apocalypse. This summer sure is a hot one. It feels like every year I get a little worse at handling hotter temperatures. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all probably think, yo, Fornev, you kind of looking swagged out and stuff. I am boiling right now, dog. The AC unit right next to me, I have to turn it off because if not, you hear, I'm hot, dog. I'm so hot. George Morikawa, author of Hajime no Ippo. This week, I met Prime Minister Kishida, and rightfully so. Legends deserve to be on some legendary stuff. Then we're going to skip ahead over here to Hiromashima, author of Eden Zero Fairy Tale. I had a radio performance recently. I was in the midst of trying to improve my vocals, so I probably sounded weird. You are just godlike, dog. Now you radio too. You was just on Spaces like godlike, godlike, godlike. Man, praise this dude. Kei Urana, author of Gachi Akuta. I went to the movies and had a good time, is what I'd say if I hadn't slept in. Oh, that was great. That was great. I love this Kei Urana, dude. Like, yo, shout outs to Kei Urana, or if it's a female as well. Shout outs to Kei Urana, yo. Then we got Ken Wakui, author of Tokyo Revengers. I go to the meetings for the spin-off every week. I love seeing the new characters I designed being drawn by Yukinori Kawaguchi. Great way to promote without saying, hey, go check it out. Great way, like, great marketing. Whoever gave him that idea, or if he came up with it himself, excellent, excellent. Check out that Tokyo Revengers spin-off. I think it's with about Baji, which is not bad at all. Then onward to Weekly Shonen Jump's author comments. We got Gege Akutami, author of Jujutsu Kaisen. I had Kurare-san assist with the chapters. Don't mix dangerous things that shouldn't be mixed. Jujutsu Kaisen going heavy. I really got to catch up. I'm so terrible with that one. That's the one that is like, I see the dialogue boxes and I literally start screaming, no! Then we got the author comment from the creator of My Hero Academia, Kohei Horikoshi, which we already kind of read it because we had a leak of that last week. But basically, that's him saying that he got a new editor change and he want to go eat barbecue, yada yada. So we already know that one. Author of Mashle, Magic and Muscles, Hajime Komodo. Feels like I spent at least 3 days of my life just untangling my earphones. I swear to God, I hate that. Oh my God, I hate that so much. That's so freaking annoying. Right here, dog. Keep it nice and clean. And we'll wrap things up with Gen Osuka, author of Doron Dororong. The Dyson vacuum cleaner is so convenient, but I don't have the hand strength to hold it for very long. Well, why is your hand weak, dog? You know how to exercise your hands, your arm muscle, you know what I'm saying? Just had to throw a little degeneracy in there for you, you know, why not? But yeah, people, those were the Weekly Shonen Magazine and Weekly Shonen Jump author comments. Hope you enjoyed. Always a treat. You already know the deal. Next up, we got a quick update from Mashle Magic and Muscles. In case you don't know, it was announced that Mashle is getting an anime adaptation, and then they even took it a step further and said, oh, it's getting an anime and it's coming in 2023, which I say, because everything is all stacked moving forward from fall on, give me 2023. Let's get a spring season maybe. That'd be kind of nice and whatnot. However, we got a little more insight incoming that Mashle TV anime adaptation will be releasing a special video on its official website, mashle.pw. I've noticed the return of .coms, like websites, exclusive websites, are really becoming a thing. I don't know if it's because algorithms are strangling everybody, like Twitter and, you know, YouTube and all that stuff, but I have noticed that websites, personalized websites, are starting to become a thing. So if you have a business or anything that you're doing, keep that in mind, that it is becoming more common again for people to create their own websites, because these algorithms are hurting people and they're not being able to reach the audiences that they want to reach. So keep that in mind. And another limited PV will be released at Jump's YouTube channel soon. So we'll be getting a limited PV. Hopefully it gives us even just a little pieces of animation. I want to see what, just a little bit, whether it be Mosh punching somebody, like just something there so we know what we're dealing with. And also, it would be really awesome to see what studio. I'm dying to know. Part of me feels like it is, for some reason in my mind, it is either going to be Toei or Studio Pierrot. I don't know why I can't shake this horrible feeling of no. And granted, Studio Pierrot, they probably already have their hands full, I'd imagine. Like Black Clover's movie supposedly is in production. Boruto anime, they're doing, filler hell. I'm sorry, anime canon, fine. And then, of course, the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War anime return. Like, I don't know if they'd have time. It might be a Toei thing. Oh my god. Well, it could work with Toei if Toei actually cares. If Toei decides we're not gonna do an ongoing thing, we're gonna do 12 or 24 and then carry on, it could work actually. Like, I'm gonna be optimistic that maybe Toei has learned their lessons. And yeah, imagine they do some shit and it's Toei, but it's in the 3D CG style, like of no. Dr. Stone fans, small tiny little update, but apparently Dr. Stone has reached 14 million copies in circulation, which I want to say it's on par or close to at this point Black Clover. I can't recall if Black Clover had 15 or 16 million. I want to say it was at 12 for a while, and then it probably bumped up. It's been a minute, but yo, Dr. Stone 14 million. I'd imagine it's still going to keep going. Like with the anime incoming, we got that special next month, and then the animes return next year. It's probably going to continue. On top of that, they're doing one-shots after the manga ended to keep people invested. Like, very interesting strategies that they're utilizing with Dr. Stone. And either way, Dr. Stone 14 million. And also in here, the small little segment, World Trigger will be absent from Jump Square issue 8 due to the author's physical condition. Series will resume issue number 9 August 2022. Honestly, they should have the author World Trigger just do something similar to Togashi with more consistency, of have him go away, draw 10 chapters, give it to them, take a break, come back next year with 10 more. That's what he should do, because this is ridiculous. This is every other week this dude is getting sick, messed up. It's been for years now since dude broke his wrist or shattered his wrist or something like that, that he's been sick. Let this guy just hand in chapters from time to time. This is too much at this point, and I feel so bad for the author of World Trigger. Big news for fans of Jump Plus series in general. Again, like I've been telling you guys, I've been screaming it, that Jump Plus is the future, and the West is about to really know what time it is when it comes to Jump Plus, because according to this, it says all Shonen Jump Plus app series will be officially translated and simul-published at Manga Plus starting in 2023. Works will be serialized in English and available in all countries except China and Korea. The disclaimer also mentions that some specific works may be restricted to Japan, and indie works are excluded from this upcoming plan as well. And it should be noted that this plan refers to new serializations and doesn't necessarily imply old series from the platform will be getting added. So if you're expecting like Fire Punch to be on there off rip, you probably gotta hold your horses. But newer stuff, like pretty much, which is already coming, like Spy Family comes, Kaiju comes, but anything else, Dawn to Dawn, all of that good stuff, well, Dawn to Dawn's on there as well. Pretty much anything new moving forward is going to be English and available, and that's once again what I've been telling you guys, that Jump Plus is the future, especially if you're a little bit older. You're not 12 years old anymore. You're probably, in 20s, 30s, etc., 40s, whatever. You probably are going to be more invested in this when this comes than Jump's regular stuff. Jump is probably going to revert back at some given point to where it all began with kind of, you know, catering towards younger kids and whatnot, and they're going to probably push us over to Jump Plus to differentiate the audiences and keep us on board. Because realistically, if we had a magazine, a digital app that gave us the manga that catered to us and where we're at in life right now, the stuff we're into right now, we'll probably stay on board as manga and anime fans. However, if Jump is like throwing too much of kiddie stuff or things that we're not interested, it'll kind of turn us off. So I think they're trying to cut the audience and you guys over here and you guys over here, which is smart from a business standpoint. And either way, it's a big win because, yo, more manga that are from Jump Plus, especially a lot of titles that are probably epic that, hey, we don't get to read, we gotta wait for unofficials and yada yada, will be at our fingertips. And I am here for it, baby. Let's go. Okay, people, on to the music side of things. We got a lot of music-related stuff to talk about. For starters, I wanted to kick it off with something very massive, pretty controversial. I'm going to tread lightly on this one because, yeah, you already know how it be. Apparently, though, Billie Joe Armstrong from the band Green Day says that he'll renounce his U.S. citizenship over Roe v. Wade reversal. Green Day frontman Billie Joe Armstrong has told fans at a concert that he intends to renounce his U.S. citizenship following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, a controversial move that eliminates the federal constitutional right to abortion nationwide. During a performance as part of the band's Hella Mega Tour at London Stadium in the UK on Friday, Armstrong expressed his frustration as he told the crowd, "F America, I'm effing renouncing my citizenship, I'm effing coming here." He went on to say there's too much effing stupid in the world to go back to that miserable effing excuse of a country, before urging fans to be prepared, saying, "You're gonna get a lot more of me in the coming days." So pretty much he's leaving America to go to London, which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there's some benefits to being in London or whatever, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like a power move of like, yo, my audience is in London anyways, I got a bigger global outside of US audience, so let me just rock out over here anyways. Like, I'm sure he legitimately feels that way about, you know, the reversal and him not rocking with it or whatnot, but honestly, when you do stuff like that, it's like, why you gotta say I'm moving here? It just kind of feels a little strange. But either way, honestly, I don't want to dive too into this. I will give you guys a quote from Lyric Mashle of A Room Full of Mirrors that kind of sums it up. Then in other news, apparently this band that hasn't dropped since 2012 is returning. It says the Mars Volta haven't put out an album since 2012's Nocturniquette, but last year they became more of an active concern with the release of a career-spanning box set which includes a collection of previously unheard demos. Now the group is teasing their first new music in a decade with a cube installation in Los Angeles. And I'm not even gonna lie, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because I'm not too familiar with the band, is them doing that is such a very interesting way of marketing, putting this giant black cube in the middle of just like the town and shit. Very, very interesting. It reminds me of, was it Summer Walker? I want to say it was Summer Walker, that they had like this break the glass in order to get to the USB drive that has the album. It was something along the lines of that. I like creative marketing, and I think that this is very interesting, putting the black box kind of like this is Pandora's box and we're returning after a decade. This is very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this all turns out. And I don't know, is there more to it with this black box? Is it just like, hey, there's a cube in the middle of town? Or either way, creative, and I like it. Shout out to my guy Daniel Santos for recommending it. Check out the pod. Then a little bit of Kendrick Lamar news. For starters, he was recently at a performance, and I believe it was in support of women regarding the Roe v. Wade situation. He pretty much had, for starters, his crown that he has that is apparently like $3 million. Like, dog, if that's $3 million on your head, wow, craziness, insanity. But also, he's basically was speaking up for women's rights during a performance, and he kept on saying,
Godspeed for women's rights. They judge you, they judge Christ. Godspeed for women's rights.
And him winning Best Hip Hop Artist at the BET Awards, which the BET Awards, honestly, this year, probably one of my favorite of all the years. Like Diddy's performance and, you know, his tribute to his baby mom and whatnot, all of that shit was very impactful. And just seeing him performing I'll Be Missing You and everything, shout outs to Diddy. That was a really awesome performance. Loved it. Then I'm very excited to tell you guys, if you're a Lloyd Banks fan, you don't know who Lloyd Banks is. He was a part of G-Unit. Now he's doing his own independent thing. He got a new record out from his upcoming album, Course of the Inevitable 2, and it's featuring Who is Conway, aka Conway the Machine from Griselda, and the record is called Menace. And I listened to the record, very Banks-ish. I love seeing Banks actually collaborating with like some of the newer artists. You know, Griselda's really been making waves in hip-hop, and just in general, probably the last couple of months, I want to say, I've become a massive fan of Conway the Machine. I just, between his story, his music, the substance in his music, like, dude is already a legend walking. I feel like he's definitely going to go on to bigger and greater things. He's just really freaking dope. One day I'm going to make a record with Conway the Machine. Hands down, bar none. It has to happen. It will happen. I've claimed it. We're going to do that record someday. And it's going to be called Scarface. Not Tony Montana Scarface, like scars on the face. Putting that out there into the atmosphere. But yeah, shout outs to that Banks record. It's produced by Cartoon Beats, and yeah, I kind of rock with it. Then, in case you missed it, there's a new record with Eminem and Snoop, and I'm not even gonna lie, that was unexpected, even though I think they did talk about months ago that they were gonna collab or something like that. I didn't catch it. Y'all already know I got a million things I'm reading and watching. I don't got time for that, but I caught the record when it dropped, and I was like, yo, this is fire to see Em and Snoop. And I was thinking to myself, like, it's been a long time since we've really seen them. Like, they had that little falling out a year or two back where Snoop was like, I think he didn't put Em in his top or something like that. It was honestly, you know, internal beef between family or whatever, but not even beef. I don't even want to call it beef. They just had a little misunderstanding, and to see them back together in this really dope tribute to marijuana. The music video is creative. It seems as though it was kind of like pushing a lot of the NFT space though, like, you know, the whole monkey look of the NFT that Eminem bought or whatnot. But either way, very creative, dope song, and just in general, it's nice to see M back. I want to say that's coming to his Curtain Call 2 album, which Curtain Call 1, if I'm not mistaken, that was when he took a long break after that. So M might be taking a big break after this one too, depending. Like, Curtain Call was, I think after that we had to wait, what, 5 years for Relapse? And then saving the best for last, courtesy of TDE's Punch, we got a couple of new records from A Room Full of Mirrors. Well, for starters, we got the Daylight featuring Punch record that I talked about last episode, if I'm not mistaken, or the episode before that. It has a music video that, I'm not even gonna lie, all you could do is just be impressed that one guy did the whole damn thing, from the song to shooting the music video to directing it to editing it. Daylight did the whole entire thing, like even filming Punch's part. He had the drone in one hand as he's filming the music video. That is right there God-like stuff. There is no way you cannot say that. Dog, how you did all of that. Highly recommend you check that out. Storm Comes, really dope music video, great song. Just in general, like, it's the thing. I ain't gonna lie, very creative, and I loved it. And just in general, the visuals very creative, kind of gives you almost like a heroic feel in a way, but highly recommend you check it out. And also, A Room Full of Mirrors has a new record with a music video on top of that called Another Day. Very, very chill vibe, kind of gives you that West Coast in a way vibe of relaxing and all around good stuff, like just genuinely positive music that isn't corny, because, you know, there's those things where people get like corny and whatnot. This isn't corny. This is just straight up like real music that you can enjoy, and at the same time it has substance and kind of almost a little bit of healing, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of medicine with the poison that sometimes, yeah, you're gonna listen to a record like Bang Bang Shoot 'Em Up, like it's hard to avoid, but then you get the positive stuff that's going to heal with stuff like what you're gonna get from A Room Full of Mirrors, stuff that you're gonna get from Daylight, Punch, everybody out there, Lyric Michelle, Nick Grant, Ichiban Don, all of these dudes, Early Riser, shout outs. It's really freaking dope what they're doing, and yeah, I had to point it out. They got some really dope stuff. Go check it out, roomfullofmirrors.com. And yeah, people, that's all I have for this episode of Fornever News. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, something I didn't talk about, and you're like, yo, Fornev, you better talk about it next one. Let me know. I'm trying to get a little more acclimated into the rock and metal stuff. Like, I'm little by little inching into it. Started off with a Green Day story, I made a little bit political, but yeah, just keep on recommending me, and I swear I will continue to dive into what you guys want me to talk about when it comes to the world of music, and also what I want to talk about, because that's a big thing as well. It's Fornev News, you know what I'm saying? That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of Fornever News. Have an awesome day. Hit that subscribe and that bell. You know you love this show, dog. I give too much. Let's go. What I know, so